Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight it's the RGR Racing League, and tonight it's the Kylou Glass Daytona 160 opening night here at Daytona, where champions are made on opening night. Baron, I'm Dean Doucette. That's Baron Labosco. Baron, I mean, I don't know if you can crown a champion, but people feel like champions when they win here at Daytona.
Opening night, I can't wait to go racing. Big track racing tonight, Dean. Plates are the name of the game. So if you like dishes, we got plates, man. I'm excited. The RGR League has us for our first night, and happy to be here. Real proud to be part of this, too. I'm looking forward to what we got in store tonight. Daytona is very special.
It is. It's a super special event and a special night for these guys. And, you know, we talk a lot about it, Baron. You know, when you come to a place like this on opening night and everything's in front of you, hope throughout the field, everybody thinks they can get it done here tonight.
Absolutely, Dean. The great equalizer are these plates, and anybody can win this race tonight. If you're dead last in the field at the starting grid, you could be first on the podium tonight, Dean. Really looking forward to seeing some drafting, some pushing, some shoving. We're going to see some great racing. I'm really excited.
Yeah, as I can't wait to get this thing going, and they're just warming up, just about to get this thing started. We look in on our race info here. The weather, 78 degrees. That's not too bad there for, I believe that's your track temp. Let's also bring it up here, or the track temp up to 82. So very racy conditions here. Everything should be fine. And, you know, this is a big one about pitting and strategy, Baron. You know, we're going to look forward to hopefully green flag stops. You guys are going to have to come in together as a unit, and that's the big key. It's not about how fast you are, it's about how fast your team of guys is.
Absolutely. Now, Dean, the cool part about this is even if you don't have a teammate near you, you could work with a guy who you just happen to work really well with. So, yeah, we're going to see some team guys working together. You're going to see some team orders. Guys are going to pit together. It's going to be ultra important for them to do that. But we're in Central Florida, and we're at Daytona, so you pick your dancing partner, whoever the one's going to get you to the front.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. Whoever will get me there, I'm willing to work with. Now, some guys will be under team orders, but I don't think many. And Baron, I've been known, I mean, once or twice maybe, to throw the team orders out the window at Daytona.
That checkered flag fever, man. You could be working with a guy all night. He's been keeping you safe. You've worked together. You've got yourselves to the front. But boy, when we get down to push and shove, here comes that checkered flag mania, man, and it's all on from there. So all your friends are out the window now. You're going to sell your mother down the street to get that checkered flag at Daytona.
You certainly are. And these guys will all be doing that very thing as we bring up tonight's starting grid. It's William Gay on the point tonight with a time of 52.446 in the number 44. He grabs the pole on opening night. Zachary McLean will start on the outside of row number 1. It's Ripka and Taylor in row number 2. Simple and TJ Rogers will start in row 3. Travis and Tiffany in 4. You got Danny Olson along with Gadina on row 5. Row 6 is Gilly and Olson. A little further back, you got Eberhard and Herbert. It's Bruce, Person, Spear, Ledford, Walker II, Mike McMillan in your top 20. And you can see where everybody else is starting here this evening. These guys towards the back, no real concern here tonight, Baron.
No, and a lot of these guys by design will hang out in the back. They'll wait for the front leaders in the middle of the pack to sort itself out before they attempt to make their way forward. Dean, it's a strategy that a lot of guys will use, try to keep their fenders on the car and try to make sure that they're there at the end.
Yeah, it's one that I tend to use. I mean, I either go for the pole or I want to be at the back, Baron. The middle. The middle's the place where I just don't like to be.
It could be the eye of the storm, Dean. And what we know about these trucks is they have big wide bumpers and guys like to push all over them. But one little misstep and that sends the whole field running for the hills. And you don't want to be in the middle of that, Dean. So you'll, like, to your point, you either want to be at the front or the back.
Yeah, and it's not always about other people. You don't opening night. It's Daytona. It's 80 laps. You don't want to be the cause, especially on lap 2, to wreck several cars out of this race. So look for these guys to be thinking the same thing, Marin, taking it easy here, get a good 10 to 20 laps under them before anything really occurs. But you never know. You talked about the fever. Someone's going to catch it. Pace car off the track. Here we go. Gay and McLean going to lead them down to the checkered flag.
Man, we're off, and I couldn't be more excited, Dean.
Yes, inside lane, forming up, getting a nice line, good push there. And you see a lot of guys getting down early here. You've seen them all going down.
Yeah, they got bottom line love right now. Dean, look, the highlight's not a death sentence here at Daytona. If you get a couple of guys to work with, you could make some quality passes up there. Early in the race, these guys just want to sort it out, see what they got. So we're not going to see a whole lot of aggressive racing just yet.
No, TJ Rogers along with Todd Gilly there. Below the yellow line, they're looking to drop back, but the 14 I've ever heard, he says, no, I'm going to stay behind you here. So everybody's sweating out.
Yeah, so everybody's doing the best to get in line. I got a couple guys on the high side up there, and we'll see what they can do together. It looks like they're interested in being up front here, so they'll make their way.
Yeah, it's Tiffany up there, and Tiffany, he's quite a racer. He's not here to fool around. He's going to be trying to push this thing. He's got 43 of Trevor Olson right behind him.
Yeah, Olson doing his best right now to stay in the middle to the right of that bumper. He's got his right headlight out so he doesn't overheat. But he's given Tiffany a hell of a shove here. He's made up 4 or 5 spots just in this lap, and he's challenging for the lead here.
Yeah, well, a lot of guys not really pushing. Now, the 52, Lance Ripka, is pushing the 44, William Gay. But other than that, that line kind of fluttering around. So those top 2 guys are really able to make a lot of headway all alone, Baron.
Yeah, now, Dean, you're in line right now. You see these 2 cars go by themselves here, these 2 trucks. Does that entice you to go up there and try to work with them?
Not at this stage, but it would, generally speaking. I mean, I'm a big proponent if I'm going to race, so not at this stage, but when I'm going racing, I'm going to the front. I'm not about sitting in 6 or 8. We're going to the front.
But right about now, you want to be hanging out in the back and just watching it unfold, right?
Well, I would say so. I mean, let's take a look back there at a guy like Ricky Williams here in the number 10 machine. That's where I want to be, Baron. Got a gap behind me, gap in front of me. I'm still in the draft. I'm still in this thing. Don't anybody get near me. Don't anybody touch me. I got the do not disturb sign up, Baron.
Right, and looks like Jorge Rincon is not going to bother with him too much. Nicholas Cadena and George Dibble in front of him. So, yeah, good pocket to be in. No threat of losing the pack just yet. So, yeah, safe and sound.
Yeah, so this back group here, and you see Jason Spear at the very back. I mean, that's safety at the next level there. We know he'll be there later. Spear, I happen to know, very good super speedway driver, so maybe people should be taking little notes of where he's lingering around.
Yeah, and he's got his pack with him, but he's just keeping his distance, making sure everybody's okay, right? As we're lap 4, lap 5 of this event. So, yeah, let's see how this unfolds.
Yeah, good job by everybody here, taking it easy early. There's no need to go racing. And quite frankly, Baron, there could be fuel mileage. Now, when we talk fuel mileage, it's not necessarily, hey, what does 80 laps break down to be and all that? But you still want to maximize how much gas you have early here in case you can stretch it out, say an extra 5 laps. The caution comes out at the right time. Oh my, you could be in a good spot.
Very good point. And what you're talking about here is managing that fuel mileage right now. That very often the first parts of these races will come down to fuel mileage, and we see the leaders right now, up here challenging. The outside line has caught the inside line, so we had a lead change at the last lap, and Tiffany's up here challenging. But he's full throttle, Dean. He's wide open. He's giving this thing everything it's got, and the guys behind him probably 3/4 throttle, just kind of on cruise control.
Well, that's right. See, I don't want to be the leader just for the fuel mileage concerns, but Tiffany, I do like what he's doing, and right behind him, I think that's Trevor Olson there. Trevor Olson as well. I mean, these guys are going to the front. And that's what you need to do. You do not want to linger around, like I said, in that middle spot, either the front or the back at this stage. And Tiffany's going to the front. There's nothing safer than having everybody behind you, Baron.
True. And safety in numbers, right? The least amount of numbers around you, the safer you are, right?
Yes, indeed. Safety first, folks. Put that bump cap on and let's go racing.
That do not disturb sign is out.
So good job here, 2 wide here. We're heading down to lap 8, I believe, or no, lap 7 right now. Your race leader, still William Gay, your pole sitter in the 44 machine. And that's always nice, Baron. Regardless how it plays out, you grab yourself the pole, you lead the first 7 laps. It doesn't get much better than that to start a season.
It doesn't. Got guys behind you willing to work with you. The outside line has threatened a couple times. We did have a lead change at one point, but that was short-lived as the high line stalled a little bit. So good work by these guys up front in that front pack.
That's out of Hobgood, North Carolina. Love that town name, Hobgood. Must be good.
So 27 cars, all within 4 seconds of each other. We got a hell of a race going on for us, and that's just the first few laps.
Absolutely, we do. As we just listen to the engine roar there for a minute, and that gets the blood pumping. And I wonder already, Baron, if some of these guys, the blood's pumping. You can talk layback all you want. 5-10 laps into this thing, the blood starts to go. And go, yeah, why don't we go to the front?
Yeah, definitely. And you know what's funny about that, too? The more that blood pumps, the more the desperation starts to kick in, right?
Well, that's it. Desperation, frustration. You get trapped in a certain spot. You want to get up, you want to get down. Hell, the middle starts to look enticing, Baron.
And you'll see some guys do that. Yeah, you'll see some guys press the center. Daytona's a hard shot about that, though. It's not as wide as Talladega. You won't see too many guys get into the center there unless they absolutely have to. It's very, very tough going, especially as we wear these tires out. The cars will start to dance a little bit more. It is fast, but pass at your own risk, right?
Definitely pass at your own risk here. Good look at these cars and how fast they're going, how close they are. Doesn't look dangerous, Baron, but I assure you it is.
That is, Dean, and I'm going to jump in the cockpit here of the 77 right now as he's pushing what would be our leader. And you can see how he's lined up right on the back of that bumper down the straightaway.
Yeah, exactly.
Just look how that car from Olson dances around there.
Yeah, there's a little dance there on entry for sure. But they're doing a pretty nice job. I mean, it is dancing, but that's like a smooth dance. That's like a waltz there.
Yeah, so far it's a gentle stroll.
That's not the old D-Dido, is it?
It is not the D-Dido, not yet. Shout out to DW.
So Tiffany, still your race leader. William Gay, I should say your race leader now. William Gay was your early leader and pole sitter. Ripka, who's in third. So Ripka, last year's champion, Baron, also the Cup champion. the 52 a threat everywhere we go.
Champions draw attention, Dean, and you'll see some guys work with them simply because they know their way around. And for the younger drivers that aren't as experienced in these trucks, following a 52 is a good way to get to the front.
Well, you mentioned something there that's quite important, you know, like the respect you get. You're going to get some help, you know, because champions, that's what happens in real life, and that's what happens here. They know you can get it done. They respect you. They're less likely to challenge you, and more likely to hop on your bumper.
Yeah, and speaking of hopping on the bumper, that high line is neat. Tiffany's dropped down onto the low line, and count that 35
Yeah,
43.
43, Trevor Olson hopped right up there to the lead, so great job by Trevor Olson.
He had help, but he dropped his help.
Yeah, that's Zachary McLean in second place, shown on our scoring, the number 77. He's got the fancy number 3 here, a little tribute to Earnhardt on his paint, though.
Yeah, good looking car. So now the 44 on the outside has to regroup, Dean. He's pushed his guy to the lead, and now he's got to get some help.
Just to kind of stretch it out a little bit here, and you know, I don't know if you want a gap at a super speedway, Baron.
It depends on what you're trying to do here. If you're riding, gaps are fine. If you're going for the front, come on with it.
A little wiggle out of the 43 Olsen. I don't know if he was thinking about going up for a block or not, but here comes Gay. He says, I'm the pole sitter, I'm coming back.
He's got to help the 14, and behind him, that 24. He's watched him come up through the field. Jeff Taylor making the place.
Yeah, Jeff Taylor showing up there. Everhart's up there.
Big wobble by the 77. He had to check up and get out of it.
On the move. How about Michael Ware? Michael Ware's up 19 spots already, Baron. I mean, that's a move.
That's a hell of a charge, right? And then, you know, has he got designs to go up here and stay up here, or is he planning on a better pit stall when they come to get that green flag pit, right?
Well, I'm telling you, I mean, he's got to come. If he's come this far, he's looking to go to the front. We're seeing some wiggle in here.
Whew. That was almost pretty big.
It's all right, folks. Baron's got those adult undergarments on tonight, so he's going to be just fine.
William Gay put a block on the field that should have wrecked the entire field, but they got it through.
Well, it's a real art for him, and some of these young guys, and I'm not saying he is one of these young guys, but they're very aggressive. They'll jump lanes right on the nose. If they got the confidence and they're correct, it's all right, but it's frightening.
Yeah, and it is frightening. And, William Gay, got a pass on that one. Field put him great.
So the whole field's still intact. We check in at the back of the pack. You can see Spears still bringing up the rear with Dibble, Tony Ratliff, and Greg Ratliff. You know these two are going to be involved later on. You got Michael Walker, Mike McMillan, Darren Bruce, Bernard Person, the big contingent of the Spear Motorsports group. These guys really biding their time, man.
And they're smart to do so, Dean. Like I said, almost had a big one up front. These guys would be well away from that tragedy. Should it have occurred, and race on, right? You got to be there at the end.
Now, Baron, when you talk about that, what do you do about it? Are you back there communicating what to do if there is a wreck, who's going where? Is that the level of communication we're talking about?
Most definitely. If you've got an open channel to your teammates, you're going to let them know what you're doing, how you're doing it, and when you're doing it, right? And if we got trouble, everybody gets on that mic and they start screaming, trouble, 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 go low, go low, or go high, go high, go high. There's a lot of information happening all at once. It's chaos, but it's controlled chaos.
It is, and later on, we're probably halfway through a fuel run here. When they get into these fuel situations, pit stop situations, it's also the same. That's correct, right? I mean, a lot of communication, who's going to pit, where they're going to pit, where everybody's stall is, all these things come into factor.
Absolutely. And crew chiefs are going to talk to other crew chiefs as well. If they got spotters, they're going to be talking to the spotters. And you'll see them when they're getting close to that green flag stop. You'll see them all line up on the bottom. They want the best chance of getting on and off pit road without too much hassle and too much trouble.
So the 25 of Abear there. Herbert, for the guys who don't speak the French, eh? It's got a little flash of Pepe Le Pew there. I mean, one of
Just
the classics
wanted a
from the
kiss.
past.
All he wanted was a kiss.
Kind of like a little Benny Hill, wasn't he?
With a stench.
William Gay, your race leader. Olson in second, McLean third, Tiffany and Ripka your top 5. Paul K. Travis sitting in 6th place. Jeff Taylor, Michael Everhart. You got Olson, Semple, your top 10. And lots of others still in this thing.
It's an ever-changing leaderboard too, Dean. Comers and goers.
Yes, sir. Nobody out. That's what you like to see, man. The entire field in the draft. Nobody's been left behind. And this thing is just getting started, heading to the quarter marker here. And guys, already, you're going to see soon guys filtering to the bottom. You know, when I say soon, it'd be another 5 or 10 laps, but they'll start filtering to that bottom, getting ready for these pit stops. And it's so key because you don't know when to go in. Sometimes going in early is better just to get away from that big one where 20 cars all head down pit road at the same time.
Yeah, and Denny Olson right here, really pushing on that 14 machine of Michael Everhart, and Everhart is going to get the lead here thanks to that 21 truck.
Yeah, 21 a little gets off the bumper for a minute, and that stalls out Michael Everhart. It's interesting. You got Trevor Olson and Denny Olson there in different lanes, I believe.
Now here comes the 18, and he's got help. So now we got 4 trucks on the high side. Look at this.
Yeah, things are getting racy here on lap 20 of 80.
Ganging up on that 44 machine. So William Gay under fire here. The high line has formed.
At the line, it's going to be, looks like Everhart. That's Michael Titanium Everhart taking the race lead. I'm not sure what the titanium is for, but I like it there.
So 14 is clear. He comes down to the bottom and hangs out the 21, but the 21's got help now. And that's coming from the 18 machine of Matthew Semple. So Semple's got the 21 out in front. Denny Olson, your new leader. And he brings Semple with him.
Wow. 2-man to the front there. The 26 hung out. That's Gadina on the high side. Scout, as he's known down in Jamestown.
So just like that, 44 finds himself the 4th truck in line.
Well, I mean, if you're going to get down to the bottom, you might as well do it at the front, right there.
Of course, but it's just a byproduct of great plate racing, Dean. I just love it. Like 1 minute you are the hero, and then the very next lap you're the zero.
That's the way it goes. Lots of high hopes right now. Everybody in this thing. And it's looking like green flag stops will, be a determiner here, determining factor. And that's what we like to see, Baron, because that's one of the biggest parts of super speedway racing.
Yeah, and pit strategy isn't just when to pit, it's how to pit, right? 2 tires, full tank of gas, 4 tires, half a tank of gas. Your crew chief has to make the right call because you have to be there at the end. And if you miss your pit stop here, a green flag stop means you go almost a lap down. It's a big trap.
Yeah, and you're only as good if you come in with 3 or 4 people. They're all going to do the same, and they're all going to do it well. You're only as good as you leave us.
That's a very good point. If you come in with 3 people, you better leave with 3 people because that's a quick way to get caught by the field.
Look back at Ripka, last year's champion, back in 12th. Ripka hanging back now. He was up towards the front. He's been floated back just a little bit. I'm sure he's pretty content where he is, sitting on the bottom, dreaming of, the end of this race. And we got pit stops coming in. Darren Bruce on pit road. He's going to come in with Bernard Persson, McMillan, and Spears. So Team Spear Motorsports all on pit road. This is what we're talking about. Together, they come in early. They avoid it all, Baron.
I like it. I like the strategy. I like Spears have come down all together. They've got lined up. Clearly, they've got the same package going on the truck. So get off pit road, get going, right? And there's 4 of them there. So now all they have to do is put their best qualifying laps together with 4 of them aligned. And I really like this, Dean.
Yeah, great job. All 4 of them together. Bruce a little bit ahead. He'll drag that brake just a hair and get these guys back together. And more guys coming in. All kinds heading down pit road. No carnage. Lots of guys together, but they stay off each other.
Yep, that's your signal right there. So the first 4 went in. Everybody saw it happen. And now they're coming down. Let's see how these 4 get lined up and where they play out in the end. If they stay lined up, we should have new leaders here.
Wow, and I'm seeing some great action down on pit road here, Baron. I've seen the 14, Michael Everhart, check up, swing behind the guy to get to his stall, did it nice and clean. So similar action out of someone else. So these guys really know what they're doing, and they're doing it well here, making sure they avoid any carnage, any trouble. Here comes some leaders. It looks like they're going to head down. Paul Travis, Riccone, Ricky Williams, Ware is in, Gadine is in. So far, so good. Very impressive, Baron. The whole league as a whole so far, no incidents coming onto pit road.
No, they haven't. And that foursome of the Spears teams has absolutely shattered the field, Dean. They did it right, and they just passed everybody on pit road. Great job by that team.
Yeah, so far they're cruising through, and they're coming down the main straight now. So they're going to come by pit road. Guys like Ricky Williams, that they're just coming off. You're going to watch here live. Bruce going to go right on by this 4-car train. They're going to be hard to deal with. Here comes another set. Rogers, Gilly, Taylor, Ledford, Suggs, Ratliff, Walker, Dibble, all on pit road. Again, clean by them all. Very impressive.
Yeah, and this 4-truck line is just absolutely shattering them. If they're not careful, they're going to put a few seconds on them.
Well, that's what they plan. They come in early. If you come in early, you could break away. Watch out for that 4-car pack. They could break away from the entirety of this pack. Get back on the track. You got Persson at the back. There's Paul Travis, Riccone, Gay, Eberhardt, Hebert, Semple. These guys are looking to catch back up. They might be able to, but I don't know if running 3 wide is going to get it done. Other guys coming off pit road. Some of them are going to catch up, some are not, Baron.
And that's the danger, right? If you don't pit properly, you're going to get caught.
And meanwhile, that 4-car pack continues to climb, so these guys got to get a better form up here, Baron. 3 wide's not going to get it done. You're looking at a 4-second gap to our 4-car breakaway.
They're going to pull a draft on a lap car. It's going to help them out even more.
Well, this is what you want to do, right? For lack of a better way of saying it, you want to come in and stink up the show, right? It just dominate. So this is what they've done, and this is what they do. Linger around the back. When it's time to pit, they all know they start gearing up, getting their heads together, and they know they're going to push like crazy. And right now, you got Jason Spear pushing Darren Bruce. Jason, great super speedway racer. At the back, Bernard Persson, maybe one of the best pushers I've ever seen. 4th, he's fine with it. He's on reserve and waiting to jump into 2nd if need be, Baron.
Yeah, he's playing goalie right now, so he's keeping everybody out in play. Nobody gets behind him right now. The lap car's lost, so that pack behind him really has to work together now if they're going to catch these 4.
Yeah, last lap times, they're about 7/10 off the pace, Baron.
And 4.7 seconds back to that front pack. They got some work to do.
They got a ton of work. Now, they are lined up, but they've got that second car in line here. That'd be Semple, I believe. He has got to get on that bumper and stay on that bumper.
Yeah, and right now there needs to be communication within that field saying, hey, if we're going to catch these guys, we need to stay in line and work together.
He's doing a good job right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if the gap starts to come down. But I mean, he let a little bit go in the corner. This is super speedway racing at its finest, Baron. You're talking about inches. You know, you've got to stay locked for the entire lap. It's not easy.
It's the strategy within the speed, Dean. Like now, what these front four have done is they've thrown the gauntlet down and said, we are going to work together. We are going to win this race by being teammates. The rest of the field got taken by surprise, and now they got to play catch up. And Dean, if this thing stays green, it's going to be a whole lot of them chasing that forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we look in. Let's check in the pit times again. We'll see the pit laps. So you got 26 being the last lap and 23 the first lap. If I do a little bit of my Canadian math here, Baron, I don't think anybody can make it on 2 stops.
So we know, and everybody's pit within that window, so we got to make another stop or two. And what we do before then isn't going to matter. So now this second group's going side by side, and that's just going to slow them down.
These guys are pitted on lap 50 or on 26. They could make it to 52, which could make it to 78. That's 2 laps short, and they're racing for their lives. I don't know. Maybe they could stretch it, Baron.
Well, they could, but the guy who's leading isn't going to make it.
Let's check in with our leaders. Darren Bruce out here leading this thing. Jason Spear in second. It's Mike McMillan in third. Haven't talked about the Smashburger truck, and I'm not sure he's riding the Smashburger. We got to get a better look. He is indeed. He loves those Smashburgers, Baron. What do you think about those?
Who doesn't, man? A good cheeseburger's the best way to go, man. I haven't had a good cheeseburger in months. Now you're making me hungry.
Smash it up, Mike would tell you.
Man, I like his attitude.
There is Abear and Travis, Racone and Gay, and they're a little less organized here, so I don't think they're going to make anything up here. And you know, but the race is long. They're in a pack here. They're going to be fine, but they are going to be hoping for a caution at some point, Baron.
Well, at 6.5 seconds back now, and they're bleeding speed. Somebody needs to take control of that second pack and get them in line.
Well, they are in line, but they're just not formed up together. There's a little too much space there.
So this is great to see. I mean, it's great to see if you're a fan of Team Spear. But if you're a fan of somebody in that backpack, you're screaming at them, get it out, get it sorted out, fuckers.
Well, let's hop a little further back here, Baron, because you got this pack trying to catch him. Then you go a little further back, and you got Suggs, Ledford, Walker the second, Greg and Tony Ratliff, Dibble, Tiffany's been shuffled back. Well, actually, Tiffany way farther back. So Tiffany, Ware, and McLean all in trouble. Denny Olson in big trouble.
2 cars together, that's not going to cut it.
No, and a couple of guys all alone on the track. They're going to get lapped, and they'll be in a world of trouble. But cautions will happen here at Daytona. It's just a matter of when, not if, Baron.
Yeah, generally you're right. These races, most of the time, do not go green. I would love to see it if it did, but generally we don't.
So these 4 are making it a little bit unattainable for the second group. Now 7 seconds back. There's Abear, Travis, and Racone. Lance Ripka in this group. He's trying to, of course, repeat as champion.
Now, Ripka knows you can't win it from this spot, but you sure can lose it. So, he's probably playing with his head instead of his heart right now.
Yeah, well, worst case, right, you're in a group that starts at 5th place. So worst case, you're racing for 5th place. It's awful early to think like that, but champions do think like that, Baron.
That they do. And look, it's an 80-lap race. We're creeping up on halfway. We got one more, maybe two more stops, and these guys know it. So the further out that Spear team gets, though, the more desperate they're going to get. And now 7.5 seconds. My goodness.
Yeah, they're really opening it up. Don't expect that to change. That's just going to continue.
We saw that once at Talladega. Stuart Haas Racing went out there and absolutely put it on the field. I think Team Spear's taken a page from that lesson back years ago, and here they go.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be honest with you, I know a little bit about Team Spear. This is not the first time I've seen this.
Well, whatever works, don't break it, right?
I mean, they know super speedway. Now, I'm sure there's people out there that know it as well. But as far as people I know personally, nobody does super speedways better. So far, so good for them. They're exactly where they want to be, where everybody wants to be. And they're opening up over 8 seconds now. Look in on TJ Rogers here in the 72 machine. Currently sitting in 13th. Do you consider that unlucky?
Well, no. Even though the hotels don't have those floors.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they do have them. You just don't see them.
No, they don't have them. I got eyes, man. I'm telling you. I stayed on the 14th floor, and then I had to go down to the 12th floor and only dropped one floor.
It's all an illusion.
I agree. It's the man trying to weigh me down.
Yes, indeed. I heard there's a windowless building in Washington. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's called prison.
That's what it was. I didn't know. I thought I was on vacation there. So lap 37, pit stops were at 23 through 26. We're going to be approaching that again. Look for Spear to do the same thing or something similar. They're going to come in right around 46. You know, look for others to perhaps try to stretch us. And we might be seeing that, Baron. Some of these gaps we're talking about, that might be purposeful. These guys could be milking this, trying to get, instead of, say, from 26 to 52, but to 53. So maybe 54, so they could finish on that stop. If they could do that, they could overthrow this Team Spear. The Spear couldn't open up a big enough gap, I don't think.
Dean, if you're sitting in that second pack, you're looking at a 10-second lead by these leaders. Are you politicking right now? Are you trying to get 2 or 3 other trucks to go with you early so you could do to them what they did to you?
No. If I'm back here, I'm honestly saving gas. I'm not even thinking. Hopefully, I got 1 or 2 guys with me because he's going to need to draft. And one, I don't know how else to say it, but one who's dumb enough to lead and drag me around the track, Baron, so that I can save gas because that's the only option. I mean, I'm not worried about going a lap down. I don't think that's going to happen. But and if a wreck comes, okay, we're all back together. But if it doesn't, my only chance to win, I'm not thinking about 5th. I want to win. My only chance is gas mileage.
So more bad news for the field. They just picked up the lap car of the 77 truck, McLean. And now he's going to add to their speed right now because he is the lucky dog.
Yeah, 77 hops on the back of that group, and he's showing again on the track in the 3 there, Zachary McLean. And yeah, that's not going to hurt them any. These guys currently now opening up a 12-second lead. So, I mean, if they keep going at this pace, we're at halfway. Baron, who knows? Maybe they will outpace them where they can actually do one more pit stop. I don't think so, though. And it really leaves the racing out of it, Baron, because these guys all staying in line. And really, probably some of them saving fuel. So, you know, you're just going to see strategy from here on in, unless someone decides to do what you were saying, more like, hey, enough of this. I'm taking 5th. You know, maybe the top 4 out of the question, but I'm taking 5th.
Well, and the other side of it too is this front four has actually lined up the back of the field to try to catch them. So now we've kind of reduced the odds of the cautions, right? Because people need to stay in line. So until they start racing for fifth, we might have a green flag out of this team.
Yeah, so far everything playing right into those sphere guys. I mean, that team is just loving what's going on. Nobody's taking any risks here. This is going to be interesting, though. I really think there's a lot of guys in here milking that fuel tank, and we'll see if that plays out for them. Now, 13-second lead, and you can see the times. I mean, we'll put up the times here. So our last times, you know, the leader's running a 48.8, and the other guy's running a second behind, Baron. That's fuel mileage.
It sure is. And so that's track position, too.
Yeah, they know. They're not racing at all. They're not trying to catch these guys at all. They're in a totally different strategy. Now, the key's going to be who pitted on 26 and who pitted on 25 or 24. Because 26 probably the bare minimum. You've got to get to 53 or 54 to make it, in my personal opinion. But I use the Canadian abacus, so I don't know.
Sure. Well, and here's the thing. Bruce has been out all front, so he's the one telling these guys, hey, I'm losing fuel fast. On his dial, he's going to have to pit before these guys behind him.
They've already thrown that out the window, Baron. This is a team. No man left behind. They're going with Bruce's fuel mileage. They're coming in when he's ready to come in. And that's what they're going to do. There's no doubt in my mind. They're on a two-stopper here, and that's the end of that.
Well, if they do this on the second run, boy, they're going to lap the field.
Well, that's the thing. At this point, they're thinking, we're already committed to it. Let's just go as fast as humanly possible. No deviation. Forget about Darren's fuel mileage. We're stopping twice anyway. And we're just going to try and get as much time on the field as humanly possible. And here we go. Second group. Going 2 lanes now, Baron. A couple of guys decided to jump up here. That's the 88 up top there. That's Paul K. Travis. He's got the 28 with him. That's Jorge Rincon up there.
And, you know, just absolutely achieving nothing.
No, and Rincon's back in line, and soon Travis will have to as well.
Yeah, this is teamwork makes the dream work, you know.
So a couple of guys wanting to race for it, though, and that's the problem, Baron. So you said you want 5th. You need friends to go get it, don't you?
Absolutely. You got to have it. And in plate racing now, what the 88 is proving, I don't have any friends.
Yeah, that's you're getting a little sulky down there. No buddies. Here's the other group. They're even further back. Suggs, Ledford. We got Greg and Tony Ratliff in here along with Dibble. Looks like Walker the second at the back of this group. So this group 10 seconds back from the second group and 25 seconds. Lap 46, Baron. Expect our 45. Expect our leaders in. This start of 46, so I expect them in this lap, but they could try and stretch it. Now the other thing is, are we wildly off on fuel mileage? That's possible as well.
Well, we could lay the booth drinks on ourselves all night.
I mean, they might have just short pitted everybody. You know, once the Spears came in, everybody just covered them off. It's hard to tell for certain.
Right. But we've covered halfway on a stop already, so let's see how far they press it.
So these guys now a 7-car pack up here. So it looks like Tiffany's joined in here in the 35 machine. Michael Ware is in there. And I believe the 21, no, the 21's back. We got Zachary McLean, Tiffany, and Ware at the back of that Spear train.
Yeah, just adding to their speed, too.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt him at all, that's for sure. Back to our second pack, still lined up. Actually, we'll stay with the leaders as I expect them to pit. What I'm going to do is we're going to hop on board here with Bernard Person and just see if we can catch these guys heading down pit road.
So interesting
and here
to
they
know.
go, Baron.
Yep, here comes that pit. I was
Live
going to
from
say,
Bernie's camp, you can see well organized, one low, one high in front of them. Good braking, everybody in, nice and clean there.
yep, and then easy into the pits. Guys will get their service. It's all by design. Let's see how they come out.
Spear slid into this stall just about perfect there. My goodness. A little scary, but that slide ended right on the marks.
Practice matters.
Practice does matter. The 83 down and away. The 8 still hanging. He's a little slow. He's spinning him a bit, so Bernard Person going to be bringing up the rear here, but he will catch up. They will not leave him behind. Back to William Gay. So Gay takes over the lead once again. Olson, Everhart, Aber, and Semple in the top 5 in this whole group there with him. Now this is where the strategy comes. Can they make it to lap 56 or 53 or more, Baron?
Well,
That's
the
go ahead.
Yeah, the question is, does that make them get home without having to stop again?
It'll make someone get home. If you can get to 53, then you can do 27 more. All right. So they stopped at lap 26. 53 will be 27, and they can do 27 again. Now it's more fuel saving. It's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts go into that, but it's going to be interesting here. There's definitely some that won't be able to make it, and some maybe will.
So shake up on pit road from that lead pack. Looks like Jason Spear, your new leader of that pack. So as these other trucks come in for service, you might see the 83 out there making laps.
Yeah, Bruce shuffled behind Spear. They swapped spots now. Very interesting, and they're back to a 4-car pack, and they're back to laying it down, Baron. So they're only going to make more and more progress here. Suggs and Ledford coming in. Suggs looks like coming in hot there. Hopefully that's not a speeding penalty. Ledford a little short on his pit stall there. Back to our leaders, Gay. So the Spear group's starting to gain on these guys now as they pick up speed. And we got
More
a big
pit spots, Dean.
All
More
the
pit,
leaders
yep.
coming in.
Big pit stop now.
4 wide.
Ooh, the 24's in, super hot. Let's see if he doesn't get a penalty coming in.
Looks like the 25 squeezed through there.
James Herbert, yeah. If he didn't get a penalty, give him the pit stop award because, boy, he got in there hot.
Hey, these guys been doing a great job on pit road. Very impressed with their action down there. So that's going to be lap 50. None of these guys in contention to stretch it. There's no way they're doing 30 more laps, Baron.
That second group off on the exit of pit road, trying to get up to speed, and we'll see where the Spear group lands.
Well, we still got Rogers, Gadina, Gilly, Ricky Williams comes in. So that's lap 52 for Williams. We're running out of hopefuls here. It looks like there's a 4-car pack here, and they might have a couple of lappers with them as well, or at least one. But they're the only ones who even have a shot here.
And it is slim.
It's slim, but I don't know, Baron. I mean, I think it's enough. I mean, they got a 23-second lead. It's going to be close. Even if they come in and make it on fuel, it'll still be close. So we'll see here. And they're coming in now on lap 52. That's too early, Baron. They're not going to be able to do it from here. I'm almost certain of that.
Now, they may not have had a choice either, though.
That is correct. More than likely the case. So Ratliff, Dibble, Walker come in behind him along with Greg Ratliff. So everybody's in. Spears group cruises on by pit road. Back to the front they go, and they are gone. Bear next on the track. We are 16 seconds back, Baron.
Wow. Teamwork makes the dream work at Daytona.
Now, Baron, you ever been involved in any personal teamwork?
Yeah, well, of course,
in a French sort of way.
I played a French rugby team one time.
Okay, not quite what I had in mind, but nonetheless, it's good teamwork.
Yeah. Well, what were you talking about?
Well, I was thinking of something that started with Minaj.
Oh, yeah. No, we've had that. Yeah, a few times. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, oui.
I'll show you pictures.
Oh, boy. Well, if he shows them to me, I'll show them to the world, folks, so you all get to see them.
And you just talked yourself out of those pictures.
Did I say that out loud?
On a broadcast.
So this group, Bear, Racone, Ripka, and Gay, your pole sitter, and others, they're now 14 seconds back, so they made some progress here. They're showing a little more racy here. You can see Racone is really pushing Bear here.
So before pits, the Spear Group had a 14-second lead. Now they're up to 15-3 on my screen, Dean. And a lot of what we saw before, they got out there, they got racy, and they really put the hammer down. Let's see if this second group can actually get together now.
Well, the thing is, the guys leading are so adept at this style of racing, I don't think you can run them down. But you can minimize the damage here and get racing, too. And, dare I say it, hope for a caution, Baron?
Well, that's what it's going to take. When you're spotting them 15 seconds, you're looking for an act of God to get up there and get racy again.
Yeah, there's no choice here. I don't think there's a guy on the track that can make it. It may be possible as Bear backs out. So Bear did not want to lead anymore. That's interesting. I don't know if he's just considering fuel mileage now, but it's way too late for that, Baron.
Yeah,
and he's trying to drift back, and the 43 is trying to push him all at the same time.
Yeah, you're in for a penny, in for a pound. If you're going to go for that lead, the window's kind of closed on that. You kind of got what you got now.
Yeah, it's a done deal, I do believe. Jason Spear, your race leader. Darren Bruce in second. Mike McMillan, the Smashburger car. Truck, I should say, in third position. Bernard Person in fourth. And then it's back to Racone and the boys.
Now, do you have Smashburger in Canada?
We do not, so I really can't reference it, but I envision it as being just the greatest hamburger I've ever had.
Well, it's right in there. It's in the discussion. Whataburger, In-N-Out, all those great Burger King type chains.
I'm sorry,
Smashburger makes a great
Burger King in there?
Oh, Burger King makes a great burger. You have those in Canada?
We do have Burger King.
Nice.
I can't put them. No, I can't. As much as I like a good sponsor, and don't forget to tell them that Wind Tunnel TV sent you for your free burger, and let us know how that works out.
Yeah, use the promo code Wind Tunnel TV and get your free burger at Smashburger tomorrow.
That's right.
Only if he wins, right?
Hey, if you pick the correct racehorse here tonight. We got Kylou Glass out there wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, y'all. We concur with that. Merry Christmas to everybody watching at home, and that great sponsor, Kylou Glass there.
Yeah, title sponsor right there. Working hard for us here.
They are, and those wonderful bongs there, Grant. And I don't know anybody who partakes, but or will admit they partake.
Right. Well, Team Spear putting some more trucks down.
They are. We're 2 wide now. Looking at 3 wide here. Wow. Racone, Olsen, and Abear go 3 wide. And it's getting racy as they start to realize the situation they're in. The 25 Abear drops in second on the high side.
He may be wanting to save fuel here by not being that leader.
And just, whenever I bring out the bong, something happens, man.
You got to puff past him.
I've never learned that.
Teamwork makes that dream work.
Trevor Olsen here on the high side leading this group. And the high side pushing heavily here with wiggles and wobbles up there, but everybody's all right.
The 43 staying high, trying to bring that high line with him. And I like that, Dean. I do. The high line at Daytona can be the fast way around.
It can. And too often guys will pass for the lead and take to the bottom only to watch the high line now pass them.
Yeah, because a lot of times you'll see guys check up in the turns. It slows the overall field down. If you're on that high line, you are wide open, and all you got to do is make sure you don't run over the guy in front of you. So we got 4 trucks up on the high side right now. And just as I said that, I put the booth jinx on the field, and they came to the bottom.
Well, that's the way it works around here. So nose to tail, the 25 really giving a good shove. That's Abear pushing Olsen. These guys are working together quite well, and they've done a better job of staying in touch with those top 4. Oh, they've only opened about 2 seconds this run over this group. Now, I know they're still opening, but the fact is there's no chance of these guys getting lapped or anything. They're still in it, and sooner or later they're going to race for this position. I mean, with 10 to go, you're going to throw it all out the window and start going, Baron. And we still got pit stops. Don't forget, they're going to have to stop again here. I mean, that's if my numbers are correct. That's a big if, Baron.
Well, the booth jinx is strong in this booth. I'm telling you what. We know how to booger up a race, don't we?
Well, we got a lead pack now that looks like about 10 trucks here, but it's really only 4. So we got some lap down cars in here.
Yeah, and that just makes them faster.
Yeah, no doubt about it here. You got the 48 of Ledford in there. There's Walker. Dibbles right there. The 2 Ratlifts are in this group. Denny Olsen. Well, Denny's back further than that. So the 2 Ratlifts, Dibble, Walker, and Ledford all joined our leaders. They are a lap down now. And that'll be interesting though, Baron. Do they want to get up here and try and get their lap back? Do they want to race up here? Will they put the leaders under heat?
Well, my honest opinion is they're going to stay in line. The only shot they have at this now is if they get a yellow and they get that dog.
Well, that's the thing, but why would you stay in line then? So only one guy wants to stay in line, right?
Well, I mean, there's no sense in racing it, is there? I mean,
well, I want to be in the lucky dog spot. So if I'm looking in on Ledford here in the 48, and if I'm Walker, the 22, I got to get in front of him. If there's a wreck right now, the 48's the lucky dog, and I'm left, wanting.
Yeah, I like that, but honestly, I don't know. You get out there, get racing, you get left behind too.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but it's all give and take at a super speedway, and it's mostly take, so we'll see how it plays out. Jason Spear, your race leader, Bruce, McMillan, and Person. Team Spear out front. Abear, Semple, Olsen, Racone, Ripka, Gay, Eberhardt, all in a big group here trying to hang with them. Now 17 seconds behind, and there's not much left to say, Baron. 17 to go. They're racing for 5th right now.
Yeah, it feels like it's all over but the crying here, Dean.
Well, often in these races, stuff doesn't happen till very late. And even though, these guys have probably given up, if it went green on the victory, they haven't given up on 5th. They're not going to just parade around here to the end, but they certainly don't see any point at 17 to go to get into it. 10 to go, 8 to go, 5 to go. Oh yeah, they're going to get into it. How about some of our big movers? Of course, that Spear group is on there, but Racone here in the 28 machine, he's up 15 spots tonight, Baron. And, you know, anytime you can pull 15 spots, you're happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you discount the Spear group, yeah, they came from last to first. So, but Racone did it on the track.
Nice job by him tonight. He's been doing a nice job pushing there. Big push. Oh, and they're out of shape. They're wrecking. That's Abear, I believe.
Got it saved.
Yes, Abear, he pulled it back up on the track. I don't even think he's going to lose their draft. He's going to have to work hard not to.
Yeah, big moment there.
Big moment. Great save. Can he hang on? And I think the answer is yes, Baron.
Maybe. If that other truck stays on the outside, he's punching a big hole there. Abear might be able to pull back up as long as there's too wide.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. It's very touchy, but it looks like he's there. So great job by James Abear. He lives to fight another day.
Yeah, I call that a win.
Oh, that's a win. And it's going to take him 3 laps to get that heart rate back in check.
If at all.
If it does, that's correct. Back up front, Spear, Bruce, McMillan, and Pearson. And you don't expect these 4 to do anything up here to shake it up. I mean, not till the very end. And even then, maybe not, Aaron.
It's a long season. The last thing you want to do is wreck a teammate for second place or third place here. And spoil their championship hopes. So we'll see what they have in store for each other. These are racers, though, Dean. I don't care what position I'm in and who's my teammate. I'm going for that checkered flag.
I don't know. I was told the last thing I want to do is go down to the south side after midnight. But that's a story for another day. These 4 riding back to Semple and Olsen and Racone. And here comes a 43 with a little bump draft there.
What? I was trying to process that.
We're going to leave that one alone, Baron. So this group now 18.5 seconds behind. Get a look in on Abear, and he's still trailing at the back as that heart rate is still thumping away.
He's in touch with him, though, Dean. And you know what they say. You don't want to go to the west side before noon.
He said the last thing you want to do. I said, no, that's, you know, one of the last things. Look back at Ricky Williams here. Ricky right behind that 3/77 of Zachary McLean. So Ricky Williams, you haven't called on him. He's up 8 spots, Baron. Not a great night, but 13th here on opening night. I think you take it.
Yeah, it's a good solid finish. You can finish in the top 10 tonight. The way this race is playing out, you've done something pretty special.
Ricky Williams, running back. That's on him.
I doubt it.
Michael Ware.
I think he's somewhere in
the pit road.
He's somewhere in the tropical rainforest right now.
Well, I know he's a fan of
himself.
He's a big fan of the Kylou glass. I know that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Michael Ware comes in. I don't know if that's good or bad. We got others. Here comes Olsen, Ripka, Racone, and that whole group coming in. Another great job. So they're really good getting on and off pit road. I like that about them, Baron. This takes some practice, and these guys obviously have put in the work.
Yeah, they have, and we like seeing it. Again, teamwork makes the dream work. Let's see if they can get their service, get off pit road, and get together and make up some of this gap.
Gay heads down to that number 1 stall. He'll make it out in this group. There goes by the Spear group, and they're going to keep powering around. So they beat the Spears on the pit road. Now, the Spears have not pitted. I don't think they're in any hurry here. But I think they have to pit, man. Let's bring up the pit board and see when they did pit on 47. So that's interesting.
So that's the ultimate short pit right there.
Well, we're 23 laps in. They've been doing about this amount, so expect them anytime, and here they come.
Yep, here they are.
So this time, Darren Bruce takes high, Spear takes low. Everybody's in clean, all four of them together. Down and into their stalls, rather clean here.
Bruce missed his pit stall.
So we'll keep an eye on that. That could be big for Bruce. Down and away for Spear. He's going to be alone. Person falls in behind Bruce. McMillan. What is going on with McMillan? He is stuck on pit road. Mike McMillan not moving. Here he comes finally. What happened to Mike McMillan? Semple has come in all alone in that Coors Light machine. So that's huge. They lost one of their members there, the Smashburger car, Baron.
That's not good news at all.
No, I mean, that's a little bit of extra mustard and ketchup. Maybe you got some onion rings there at that drive-thru.
So now it's down to 3 cars.
Down to 3 cars. I mean, they're in great shape, but their lead has been shaved. So these guys have come in early. They shaved some time off. TJ Rogers, or actually Rogers, these guys have not pitted yet. So Rogers, Gilly, Gadina, Taylor, I don't think they've pitted yet. You got to go 7 seconds back further to find Racone, Ripka, and Travis, along with Ledford and Walker the second, and a couple of others lingering back there. So quite a big group forming up. We're on 8 to go, Baron. I mean, not a whole lot to see out front. These 3 cars got that locked up. TJ Rogers 11 seconds back. Let's look at our pit board. And they pitted on lap 52, Baron. They got to be coming in here soon.
Yeah, for sure. And those 3 trucks from the Spears group, they still got 10 seconds on them, even though they had a bit of trouble on that pit stop. They're really in pretty good shape still.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Rogers, Gilly, and Gadina, maybe they've already pitted with Taylor. I don't think so, though. Or didn't we just look at it? I'm confusing myself now, Baron.
Yeah, you're all right.
I'm overthinking her.
Just
TJ
remember,
Rogers.
Just remember, don't go to the north side before 2 p.m. Right?
So, no, they have not pitted. Their last pit was on lap 52. That is previously stated and forgotten, all in the same sentence. That's age, Baron.
I agree.
And maybe a little too much Kylou glass there.
Or a little bit of whiskey, either or, you know.
Yeah.
I support it all except the old age.
That's right. A big fan of the JD, Mr. Baron Labasco.
Be imbibing some of that this weekend. Happy and Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, and may your alcohol bless you with no hangover.
Yes, and no problems either.
Yeah, that's right. You got to be on the track to win the race.
That's correct. Keep your stick on the ice, kids. That's for my Canadian friends, Baron.
Yes, sir. I like it.
All right, so this group back here getting a little racy. And this could, we're 3 wide, a lot racy, and they're wrecking, Baron. They're wrecking. Caution on the track. Someone's driving backwards. That's a little crazy, and he's wheeled that thing around somehow. That was James Ledford doing a little Rockford file maneuver. I don't know if anybody's in that age bracket to know the Rockford files. So.
Going deep. Going deep. And what kind of car did he drive, Dean?
Oh, it's been too long. What was it?
It was a gold Firebird.
Yes. Very nice. Very powerful machine. So, We shake it up. We thought it might happen. Here it is, Baron. 5 to go, and we're gonna turn it all on its head now.
Yep,
A
that's
lot
a
of
wrap.
lead lap cars.
Yep, and Spears now, you take all that big lead, throw it out the window. It don't mean nothing anymore.
It doesn't, but I mean, they're adept at strategy, but they're adept at racing too. They're gonna have the front 2 rows, Baron. You're gonna have to go to a 3rd lane to get it done.
And when these trucks get racy, they get real racy, folks. So under 5 to go. It's a good chance for green-white checkered here, Dean.
Yeah, there's a good chance of more carnage out here, and this is the way it is at Daytona. A lot of strategy, a lot of nothing, and then a whole lot of something. TJ Rogers, Gilly, Gadina, all coming on pit road.
Pit
William
road is
Gay, Walker, Dibble.
Either damage or service, one or the other here. Why not take 4 tires if you're that far back?
Yeah, I don't know about advantage, disadvantage. I think some of these guys still had to pit, actually, so this is a great opportunity for them.
Maybe that's what we're seeing, yeah. I love it, Dean. Plate racing. This is great stuff, man. We took the whole thing, and then we used it like an Etch-a-Sketch and shook it.
Absolutely.
Clean slate. Let's rack them, and let's see what we got.
There's a present I forgot to mention. The old Etch-a-Sketch, Baron.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Etch-a-Sketch. Yeah, that was fun.
Now, I don't know how talented you were. It was something you loved to have, and then until you figured out you had no talent.
Well, I couldn't draw with the thing, but I like making lines.
Exactly.
And then my world got flipped on its head because I got a Pong. That's how old I am.
Oh, yes. Yes. We had the old Atari. And, of course, the neighborhood wanted to come over and play Pong. And, there was a lineup.
Yep.
You put 2 paddles on each side. We called that hockey, Baron.
That's exactly what it was. On the screen, I know. Many, many challenges, won and lost.
I'm a little upset still about a couple of ones I lost. I know I could have got that ball, Baron.
You remember, you go back to it. Yeah, I know, right?
All right, racing. Spear, Bruce, and Pearson. They did lose Mike McMillan, so they're not going to have the front 2 rows. They're going to have the front row and 1.
And
then
third.
Racone. Yep. So Racone will slip into 4th with Taylor and Travis. You got Ripka and Olson in row 4. Row 5 is Abear and Everhart. Then McMillan in 11th with Rogers, Gilly, Gadina, Ratliff, Walker, Dibble, Tony Ratliff, Semple, and Gay. Those, I think, are your lead lap cars. I think you got Ricky Williams coming in here. He'll be on the lead lap. And it looks like Denny Olson is going to be, he is a lap down at least. So that's going to put about 23 or 21 cars, man, in the fight here. And a good, 10, 12, 14 with legitimate aspirations here.
I love it. Let's rack them. Let's see what we got. Daytona, opening night. Let's get it on, man. I'm excited.
Let's get it on. And everybody's amped up right now. Caution has brought the energy level up. Everybody's heart is racing. They can't wait. They're licking their chops. Where are we going, boys? The middle? High? All kinds of decisions being made. Where are you going, Baron? Down the middle?
One car disqualifies himself. Brian Tiffany's out of the event, unfortunately. So, still got a bunch of cars in this. And I'll be honest with you, Dean. You at this point, you put it where they ain't.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You do need help, though, especially if you're in that, 8th, 9th, 10th. You can lose more than you can gain in a hurry if you don't have friends.
Yeah, that's true. And, look, the 2 Spear guys, they're pretty happy to see each other in that lineup. The 15's going to need some help.
Wow. With 3 to go. A green-white checker. Unbelievable. Is this an official green-white checker here, Baron?
No, it feels like it.
I don't think it is official. The iRacing would say.
I'm not seeing it, but Dean, 78 of 80, so Two laps, yeah.
Here we go. Spear and Bruce up front, this time fighting. Spear has got his old teammate Baron Person pushing, and they got to love their chances. The 28 moves to the bumper of Darren Bruce on the high side. They try to form up.
Jeff Taylor helping out the 8 machine. He's in right behind them. The closer he gets, the faster Bernie goes.
Highline having a little trouble getting organized. That's only helping these guys on the bottom. We're on 2 to go. They're going to come around and try and get that white flag. That would make it official. A little bit of steam coming from the high side. The 28 with a big push to the rear of the 15 of Darren Bruce. Oh, and they're wrecking. McMillan is in trouble. The 14's in trouble.
The 52's in it.
All kinds of carnage and wrecking, bumpers flying everywhere. We're back on the green-white checker, folks. They did not grab the white flag. So Everhart down pit road, all kinds of carnage there. We're going to go and try and get a replay of this and see exactly what happened. Oh, and we're already missing it here, Baron. It looks like a little 3-wide action here. And right in the middle, it looks like Zachary is going to go down the middle and try to get through that little hole. And that's a little bit of neck code there. That's really unfortunate. 25 on the inside spins. And you see the carnage. I mean, he just got pinballed around. My goodness.
Yeah, a lot of good trucks wrecked up there. You hate to see it for some software issues like that, but he's still got a little room.
Anybody knows me, I don't believe in net code. I don't like it as an excuse. But in that case, I think it was legit net code there. That's really sad.
Yep, I agree. I don't know that he'd have made it, but he sure as hell didn't hit him that time.
No, sir. Yeah, I don't think he would have made it, Bear. That was a tiny hole. But, with 1 to go, 2 to go, you're doing everything you can.
Yeah. Put the steering wheel on the dash. Let's go home.
Here comes Taylor. So Taylor's going to relinquish 5th spot here, Baron. This could be a fuel thing. He's in. Looks like Walker, Tony Ratliff coming in. Denny Olson also in. Ledford's in. Here comes Zachary McLean. And I don't think that was Zachary McLean. I said Zachary. I'm not sure who was going down the middle there earlier. I have to get another look at it. These guys all getting some service done out front. These guys are going to have to repeat what they did, and the top 3 remain the top 3.
Yeah, and there wasn't a whole lot of shuffling there. The 15 still finds himself on the high side. He's going to have that 28 behind him again. Maybe they learned something here, Dean, because when that went green the last time, they didn't make up a whole lot of ground. Let's see if they got a different strategy.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is a great opportunity for Racone, Travis, and Olson, and Ripka. They did learn something. The question is, can they apply it? That high line, it always seems, no matter when it is, it's just harder to get organized. It takes you a lap or 2 to get that thing functioning. If they can manage to get nose to tail about 4 or 5 deep, they might have a shot here, Baron.
Yeah, they'll have a good shot at it, Dean. Again, that lead truck doesn't have to lift, and the guy behind him really doesn't either. So if you lean on him just the right way, you can really make up some ground. And that 3rd truck has to stay close. You have to make a big bubble. 3 trucks can do it.
Look in on George Dibble here. Dibble, and you got that familiar Costanza face, Baron. The 94 there, a little suspect on the picture.
It's a spirit animal.
It could be. It could be. Now, have you ever done that couch pose that George did, Baron?
I have not.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah,
somehow I thought maybe you had.
Yeah, I don't have the poise.
So the Kylou Glass Daytona 160 coming down to a conclusion here. Jason Spear, the race leader, Darren Bruce, Bernard Person, Jorge Rincon, Paul Travis, your top 5. Some outside shots, Olson, Ripka, Gadina, TJ Rogers, and Todd Toadman Gilly in the top 10.
Two to go, Dean. You're going to see the highline form here, and that's going to be a lot of interesting racing right there. This is the only one and only green-white checkered, too, right?
I believe it is, Baron.
Yeah, I think I saw 1 of 1, which means if we get another caution, the race is over.
That is correct. Caution will end this thing. So that's pretty important too. I mean, you got to get a great start because the likelihood of a caution is fairly high, Baron.
Well, we thinned the field a little bit. We got good racers here. But Team Spear is going to be hard to be beaten here. And, you know, chances need to be taken if you're going to do it. So we'll see what happens. I love the drama.
Drama it is. And drama, you know, this is where all your work can go down the drain in a minute, or all your bad luck can come through with a victory in a second. Hold on to your hats, folks. These guys are going to put it all on the line here.
Gosh, I love this stuff. Pace car's on.
Pace car off. Spear in person on the bottom, getting ready to go. There they go on the top. Bruce being pushed by Rincon. The high side pretty good, fairly organized. We got ourselves a race.
Yeah, Rincon doing a hell of a job pushing Bruce right now. So they didn't lose much ground on that green flag start. That 43's got to get closer if he's going to help him out.
Yeah, they got to get the rest of those guys on the high side to come. They're not coming. But Rincon doing a great job. Bruce is in this thing. On the bottom, it's still Spear. We got shuffling behind them. Lots of shuffling. Still only 2 cars on the high side. I don't think that's enough. They got to get organized. Someone's got to jump up there.
Now, he is not able to make it, and that is the 83 machine out front. Bernie Person's pushing like hell to get him out there.
He does. He's the best. I mean, the best I know at pushing, and he's going to push for all he's worth. He's not worried about engine temps or any of that at this point. Rincon, though, a big shove. Bruce all alone on the high side. They still can't get any help. Ripka takes a peek, but decides against it. They stay in line. The final lap, Spear in person. The 88's trying to peek in and out, looking for the middle, nowhere to go. Bruce
now we
still
got
can't
somebody
get
up there, yep.
The 19 finally jumps up. It might be too late. Bernard Person with one last big push to Spear. They get through the corner, down the straightaway. Big run from the outside. Can they get there? No, it's going to be Jason Spear, Bernard Person, and then maybe Bruce or the 88 of Paul K. It looks like he'll grab third.
Paul K. Travis in the 88 machine. Hell of a rebound.
So all in all, Baron, a great race. The Spear Team Motorsports there, the Spear Motorsports team, I should say, with dominance out here. They lose 1 member on pit road, but 3 finish in the top 4 after a couple of cautions. Jason Spear victorious here. And, hey, they did everything right. They deserve it, Baron.
I agree. A hell of a race. Teamwork makes that dream work. They got themselves all in the top 5. You know, bad night for McMillan. Something happened on pit road, got him in the wrong place, but that's racing on plates, man.
Yeah, it certainly is. Paul K, you got to be happy in the 88. He squeaks out into third there. So the 88 machine, a great finish. Ripka, last year's champion, wouldn't you know it? Top 5, Baron. That's the way champions do it.
That's right.
Rincon, Rogers, Gilly, Dibble, and Greg Ratliff in your top 10. A thrilling event here, some late carnage, some good strategy, and of course the guys who dominated finish it off. It's Person and Spear. Spear in victory lane right now. Let's take to a short commercial break. We'll come back and we'll get interviews with our top 3 finishers.
back here at the Kylou Glass Daytona 160 with the RGR Racing League, where the opening night at Daytona has wrapped up. Jason Spear comes home with the victory here tonight, Baron, and it had a little bit of everything. And the one thing it had for certain was that these guys know how to do their super speedway racing. They race clean, they race thoughtful, and pit road execution was some of the best I've seen as a league as a whole.
Yeah, everybody did a great job. The RGR League has really put on a great show tonight. If you tuned in and saw these boys this week, what do they got? What do you see what they have in store for next week? So, the truth is that was great plate racing. Daytona's a challenge, and these guys pulled it off. Made a great show tonight, Dean. I was real happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great finishes here, like Rincon in sixth. He's up 17 spots. Dibble it goes into ninth, up 17. Greg Ratliff's up 12. Tony Ratliff up 10 into 14th. Suggs picks up 9 and finishes 18th. And of course, you have some guys at the bottom with some heartache, like Tiffany finishing last, but he had a lot of speed tonight, Baron.
He did, and he had some laps led, and got wrapped up in a wreck, and it kind of turned his night upside down. So easy to do when 4 leaders run out to a 17-second lead.
Yeah, it was. They did a masterful job on pit road, and I think we got to get right into talking to these guys about it, as we'll try and get into our leaders here and bring in Paul K. Travis. And we can't seem to do that, though. We'll just momentarily figure this out, Baron, here. And there we go, the 88 machine, Mr. Paul Travis, third place finish here. Congratulations, Paul. I mean, that was a tough one to get up here and get into third, but you managed to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that all transpired at the end. That was crazy. What a great group of guys. Man, I had a lot of fun. This is only my second start in this league, and I tell you, these guys are amazing.
Yeah, it was great to watch. We had a lot of strategy going on. Of course, the group, the Spear Motorsports, get out there, they get a lead. Others had to be thinking about various strategies, from can we outthink them, outpit them? Can we outfuel them, maybe, Paul? Was that a concern at all, or a thought at all?
Not really. We was searching around trying to find the right line to try it. They was literally pulling us almost a second a lap at one point in time, and we was getting low on fuel, and everybody was said, well, let's get in line. We kept trying different leaders up front, and just wasn't paying off. And we was hoping at the end of it, when people started pitting, that it was going to kind of screw their game up a little bit and maybe get them off, and hopefully, we could try to track them down that route.
Yeah, very tough. So at some point, it comes down to, Paul, like, can we just race for fifth? Like, I mean, before the cautions, did you have those kind of thoughts? Like, hey, let's go grab fifth at least.
Yeah, at that point, you get down to less than 10 laps to go, and they were so far out on us that we was kind of starting to race for position and look for that fifth spot, trying to get as many points as we could out of the deal.
Now, cautions come out. I mean, your eyes got to light up. The heart starts pounding, and it's tough out there. I mean, you got a lot of people who've been riding around for quite a while thinking it's kind of done. Maybe we can pick up fifth and maybe pick up a few spots here and there, but the victory was relegated to 4 guys. Now the caution. Just talk a little bit about that re-energized feeling that you get.
Well, I got stuck on the outside on that first restart on that late caution, and got lined up behind Bernard. And I knew the only way I was going to even finish in the top 4 was just to stay on his bumper and push him as hard as I could.
Absolutely. You did a great job out there at the end. You pick up third. We love what we've seen. We head now, next week, I believe, we're heading down to Iowa. How are you feeling about that, Paul?
Absolutely happy. These restrictor plate races are a lot of fun, but the drivers that can really wheel the wheel is going to come out and shine next week.
All right, Paul. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there. Congrats again on third place, and we'll give you the floor here. You got any sponsors, any friends you want to thank? You go right ahead.
Well, I want to thank the league for allowing me in here. I want to thank Realtree, which was all over the car, and Michael Ware for bringing me into this league. He's the one that found these guys and brought me over here and showed me my way.
All right, Baron. That's third place finisher, Mr. Paul Travis in the 88 machine.
Yeah, great job by Paul. Paul did an amazing job here in the 88 car. Just when we thought we could count him out of that race, a yellow flag brings everybody in contention, and by God, if we don't pull out a podium finish. But Dean, I've got your race winner here with me, Jason Spear. Jason, you win at Daytona. Talk about your emotions right now.
They're pretty high, man. It's so nice to win these races, especially these super speedways. Our team's just flawless every week or every time we come here. Just getting in and out of pit road, tightening back up, staying tight in line. It's just it's so much fun.
Yeah, and we talked about it at length. That first run, you all ran out to a 17-second lead on the field. I mean, talk about that dominance. We know it was a pit strategy, but by God, you were able to put it together. Had you practiced that, or was that just something you came up with on the fly?
No, we've practiced that over and over. Dean's been involved in that so many times. He knows. We trust each other. Bernie's one of the best pushers in the business on this platform. Dean knows how much success you can have when he's behind you. Darren, he's a good pusher. I pushed him some. He pushed me some. And there's been a lot of times, Dean's been right there in that 3-4 pack with us. And we just do a good job getting on pit road. And it's important to get back together as soon as possible when you leave the pits. Everything from entry to exit of pit road has to be flawless. And if you do that, you can make up a lot of time on the field. To have that kind of lead on this league is pretty impressive, but I owe it all to my teammates, really.
So you executed that perfectly. You find yourself out in front of that pack because of pit strategy, and then the caution comes out. So now you got to line up side by side. What's going through your head?
Yeah, that was a bummer. We hated to see that come out because we felt like if we could go green all the way, we knew where we set at. If the caution come out, we knew that everybody was going to tighten back up. We felt pretty good going back to green. It was going well. And then we had another caution. I thought, we just have to keep our mind in it when the flag drops, get tight, push, and just try to out throttle these guys off of the grid there and just hope for the best. But of course, I got the best team to do that with.
Well, and you also got one of the best trophies in the sport. You put it on your mantle. You got a win at Daytona. Who do you want to thank for this effort tonight and your wonderful start to the season?
Well, I owe it and thank you guys. One of the best broadcasts in the business to this day. So I appreciate everything you guys do. To me, there's nobody better. My teammates, Bernie's like, even though he's way older than I am, he's like a brother to me. And Darren, Mike, we lost Mike because he had a little pit complications back there, so he didn't get to finish with us. And to the league, this league is a good league. We're getting more drivers, and they a good group of people to have. So a lot of people to thank. I'm just happy to be here, and these super speedways are, I don't know, kind of my baby, but kind of selfish to these wins here. But I'm thankful for everything.
Well, congratulations, Jason. Hell of a job on this win, and we look forward to seeing you in the rest of the season and what you have in store for the rest of the field as we move through. Dean, your first place and first win of the season goes to Jason Spear.
Man, man. He did a great job out there, Jason. We talked a lot about it. These guys know what they're doing. And I need a drink, Baron. It's been a long night. It's time for one of those JDs. But first, we're going to talk to Bernard Person, who finished in second and helped Jason Spear win this race. Bernie, another great race. You guys had the strategy. You worked it out, and it was planned to perfection. I mean, I know you guys. It probably wasn't even perfect enough for you, but it worked like it was perfection.
Yeah, with these super speedways, we're pretty good getting in, getting out, locking back up, and getting back up to speed as soon as possible. But, that's what kills you or can win the race.
Now, did you have any concerns, Bernie, that there was a group back there maybe saving fuel and they could make it and you would have to do 2 stops to their 1 at the end?
Yeah, there was a couple of times I kept saying, maybe they're good. They got like 1 lap fuel better than us because we were, not slowing up. We were going all out. But Mike kept doing the fuel, and he kept saying, no, they're at least 2 laps short.
So you get towards the end of the race now. Caution comes out. Just tell us what you were thinking, with 3 to go, 5 to go, whatever it was, the caution comes out. You had to be a little miffed, but still confident.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't too concerned because, I knew, pushing Jason for all these years, I knew how he was going to run his line. I knew you could push really hard for, 2 good laps. So as long as I kept him up front, and if another caution came out, at least he was still in good shape.
Well, Bernie, you did exactly that. You hopped on his bumper. You did what you do. You're one of the best pushers that I've ever seen. I was saying that, and you did just that the last few laps. Made it incredibly hard for that high line to have any hope whatsoever. You guys take the podium 1-2, and unfortunately you come second. But I know you're all about your teammates. You have no issue with that at all. Now we look forward to Iowa. You got yourself a great points night. How you feeling? How about this league and looking forward to Iowa?
Well, the league is top notch. I love racing here with these guys. Yeah, Iowa, it is what it is.
Well, I know a little bit about Bernie is good at Iowa, may not like Iowa as much as he likes other tracks, but Bernie, I'm sure you'll be fine. And like I said, congrats on second, man. It was a great race. And anybody you want to thank, the floor is yours, brother.
Thanks, Steve. I like to, thank you guys. Always put on a great show. It's always fun to go back and listen to you guys. The league, they put together a great league. And the guys I raced with, all my teammates.
All right, Baron. That was Bernard Person, second place, pushing his teammate Jason Spear to the victory.
Yeah, the Batman needs Robin, and that was a great effort by the 8 machine. Bernie did a hell of a job securing the win for his team and also securing some really good finishes for his teammates. So teamwork makes the dream work, Dean, and Spear Motorsports did it great tonight.
Yeah, they did it better than anybody else, and they got the results in the end in a little shootout race, and a lot of fun here covering these guys. Very impressive, and of course, we'll continue with this action, and we'll have it. This isn't correct. We'll have it every Thursday at 9:10 p.m. start time next week. Iowa. Can't wait to go there. One of my favorites, Baron. I love that track, so I can't wait to get there. But here from Daytona and the Kylou Glass Daytona 160, that's going to wrap it up. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Baron Labosco, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.